I'm curious, what were some of the things that you did early on in your mobile hunting journey that really shot you up the learning curve? Were there specific hunts? Were there just like different tactics, trying new things, different environments? What was it that really helped you learn the most in the shortest amount of time?
Yeah, what's interesting is I've thought about this the same thing myself, right? And I was indulging myself in really learning and watching from other guys that were consistently getting it done in somewhat similar uh situations than me. They didn't have to be from Michigan also. Now I would study the how they packed their gear and how they used it. And one thing I think that's helped me early on with mobile hunting is, my wife jokes about this a lot. She says I have OCD to a certain percentage. She says that. Well, you watch like the guys that are consistently killing, the best deer in their area or wherever they go and they mobile hunt, like the details in how they use their gear to the details of how they're using the gear in the field. They're dialed in. I think my personality really fit that style of hunting where my equipment doesn't change if it's day 1 or day 13. Like that equipment's going to stay the same. How I pack it, I'm like a very routine person at the base of that tree, whether it's in the morning or packing up at night. It's very routine because in mobile hunting it's very easy to get a little lazy and a little sloppy. And when you're mobile hunting and thinking about it, like I knew back, in 2012 when I bought my very first Lone Wolf Assault 2 in the original 36-inch sticks that's sitting right here beside me. So I'll never get rid of that. Is I can remember like thinking, I was like, I can hunt everywhere, but hunting like this, I can screw so much more up along the way too, right? Because I'm hanging and hunting and tearing
Hmm.
down all the time. So I thought, I think that was right away. It's just my personality of how I kind of do things in my life. Maybe my wife's right, and I do have some of that OCD. I think that actually was a helping factor of mobile hunting. But I tell you, the one thing that's always stuck out to me, I look back at those early years, and what's funny is why I think it helped me learn so much about mobile hunting is also on the flip side. Now looking back, I think that I shouldn't have done that as much, but I think it helped me learn a lot back then, and I'll explain it the best I can. I had a standard set for myself that when I bought that tree stand and I bought those sticks, that I had 16 hang-ons and ladder sticks in trees across Michigan. I tore all those down and I sold them to one guy at a garage sale. And I wanted them gone so bad. I sold them for $50, all 16 sets, full sets. Get rid of them because I didn't want uh any kind of weight pulling me down, or in the back of my mind, there's a tree stand over there, I could just go hunt that. I wanted to get rid of
Hmm.
those. That was rule number one. And rule number two for me, going into the 2012 season, I said, DJ, we're going to commit to this every time we hunt, whether it's AM or PM, and we are never going to hunt the same tree twice. Now I think differently about that now, but back then, that was my standard of mobile hunting. We're never hunting the same tree twice because I thought that's exactly how you had to be mobile hunting. You can never hunt the same tree twice. And like that very first buck I ever took with mobile hunting was simply because it took, I had seen that deer 3 times, and all 3 times was from a different tree, but I just kept moving and moving and moving. But what was interesting is he taught me one of the biggest lessons that years, even though, my thought process has changed a bit about hunting a multiple tree twice. But when I seen that deer 3 times and I moved 3 times and I killed him on that third time, that was all within like a 80-yard circle. Like it wasn't very
Hmm.
big. And early on, my very first success story from mobile hunting, it wasn't because I packed my gear up and went to a new property. it was I packed my gear up and got a little closer the next hunt. And then I packed my gear up and got a little closer the next time I could hunt. And it taught me very early that mobile hunting isn't about giant moves. Mobile hunting is about the moves, like the detailed moves to get closer and to be able to actually kill that animal.